Welcome to Heard It on the X, the East Coast's premier music talk show. Brought to you by Rich's Music Exchange in Hamburg, New York, and online at richesmusicexchange.com. Sponsored by music industry leaders Regal Tip, Ernie Ball, Ampeg, and Mackie. And now, your hosts, Rich Rogan-Moser and co-host The Doctor.
Broadcasting live from the second poorest city in America, here's Rich and the Doctor.
Like I said before, there are times when things don't lay the way they're supposed to lay. But regardless, you're supposed to hold your head up high and walk tall. Walk tall.
Welcome down to the East Coast premier music talk show. Heard it on the X, often imitated but never duplicated. My name is Rich Rogan-Moser, and I want to welcome the lovely and vivacious Dr. Joshua.
Good. How are you doing today, Rich? It seems like it's been forever since we've been together in studio.
Together.
We had off for the
I was gone, then you were down in Pittsburgh. And
yeah.
Yep.
But reunited at last.
It's no big thrill for me to sit here with you again. I don't know what the problem is.
Really? I was really excited.
Well, I'm sorry.
But we were off for the 4th. I want to real quick thank Dave and C once again for making 4th of July just a great holiday here in Western New York.
Oh, yeah. Dave and C are incredible people from out at Evans. They have a very beautiful place out on the lake, and you feel like you go over this sand dune, and you feel like you're in paradise.
Yeah, I wasn't able to make it last year. I was actually in Wisconsin, and you did. You made it, and you were sending me pictures and stuff. And so I had to make it this year, and the pictures didn't do it justice. It's just a phenomenal place, and they're great people.
It's one of those places you really do have to see. You're absolutely right. They are great people. They're wonderful people, and they open their hearts and their house, and they feed me, and they let me get drunk and play music on their beach, which is great.
What more could you ask?
Today's show is going to be a great show. We have Buffalo's own Brian McNight, who's going to be joining us in just a little bit. Paul Rogers from Bad Company, from
Queen.
Firm. Paul Rogers is a busy guy. He's going to be joining us. He sat down and talked with me and Ross Catt from Back to Back. He's going to be joining us. The boys from Ezekiel will be calling us, telling us about this Rockin' the Grapes thing that they're going to be doing. And then we have music news and a whole bunch of other stuff. Let's go to the phones right now and see if we can get Brian with us now. Brian, are you there? Hello, Brian.
Yeah, let me get him for you. Hold on.
Well, they're going to get Brian. Isn't that nice?
Oh.
Live radio has never been the same.
It's never working.
Brian McNight, so people know. Brian McNight is Buffalo's own Brian McNight. He's a graduate of Sweet Home High School, and he's just a monumental star. I want to talk to him personally because his song "Back to One" sold 3 million copies. I'm pretty sure that my daughter Kate bought 1 million of those copies. So I would like to get my cut of this on this Back to One song, because this is all I heard when Kate was a little girl, is this song.
It was just over and over.
Again and again and again and again and again. So we're still just waiting for Brian. I'm going to put him on hold for a second. And we are going to talk about what happened yesterday. We played at the Gateway Concert Series. We did. It was a lot of fun. That was, you weren't there, though.
No, I was not.
You were at the Taste of Buffalo.
You were doing the Gateway Concert Series up there in North Tonawanda. I was down at the Taste of Buffalo. My girlfriend's band, the Diva Show Band, was playing. I actually got to catch our good friend Dick Bowerly's band before that, too. Joyride was playing. I had no idea they were playing. We walked up. We got there early, and Joyride was there. They sounded phenomenal. Dick and the guys do a great job, and I mean, that's just a fantastic
Dick's like family.
Band. Yeah, and they're a fantastic band. But there's a lot of stuff going on in Buffalo over the next couple weeks.
I'm surprised the attendance and everything is so strong, because there is so many things going on. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, their Taste of Buffalo. I think it's next week. Canal Fest starts. Italian Fest is next week.
Yeah.
So a lot of stuff coming up in the next few weeks. I mean, just around the corner, I guess, is the fair.
Yeah. Once the fair comes, though, you know it's over.
Yeah,
you know it's
unfortunately.
Over. Let's check in on Brian and see if they found him.
I'm here.
Brian, are you there, buddy?
What's happening?
Hey, man, thanks so much for taking some time to talk with us.
No problem.
Like we were saying before, you're Buffalo's own Brian McNight, right product of Buffalo.
That is true. I spent the first 11 years of my life right there. And, I've lived other places, but my roots and everything that I know I learned when we were in Buffalo. So other places claim me, but I claim Buffalo.
Oh, well, that's a nice thing to hear. And besides that, we get the best food. We get the worst weather, we get the best food.
Absolutely.
We got the best musicians. I mean, don't you think musically there's a lot to learn for the musicians in Buffalo?
Well, I thought there was, particularly my grandfather, who was the minister of music at our church. I learned mostly everything I know from him and my family, and all of our roots are right there in Buffalo. So I think that's probably the main reason why I feel like that's always going to be home no matter where I live.
And you're going to be at the Riviera Theater Wednesday, July 13th, is that right?
That is correct.
Yeah, and now before you're at the Riviera Theater, though, you're releasing a new album. You're going to New York City and releasing a new album. Is it tomorrow it drops?
It's on Tuesday.
Tuesday, okay. So tell us about that.
It's number 14 since '92, and it's actually a double CD. There are 30 live tracks on the album and 10 brand new studio tracks.
Oh, that's great. And the album is Just Me? That's the title?
It's called Just Me, because the live record was all unplugged the way I wrote the songs. I mean, it's completely acoustic. So you're getting the songs or the hits that I've written in the past, but getting them completely different. Actually, the way that I wrote the songs as opposed to the fully blown produced versions of the song. Right.
And the new single is Fall 5.0. You can actually go to iTunes and download that now, I think.
You absolutely can. And you can go to iTunes and pre-order the record now as well. So that, on midnight on on Monday night, it'll start downloading right then.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's fantastic.
And you came from Buffalo, and you've done all this stuff, and we were talking before you actually got on, we were talking about the Back to One, how big that is.
I got to talk to you about that Back to One song in just a second.
But one of the other things you've done is you've done Broadway. You were in the musical Chicago in 2007 on Broadway.
I was. It was a great, great experience. When Broadway calls, I think it's one of those things that, especially for me, because so many of my aunts and uncles weren't able to have that opportunity in the 50s when, quite frankly, black people weren't really allowed that much to be on Broadway. So I did it for them, for all the people in my family who may have wanted to do that and didn't have the opportunity.
That's very cool. I'll let Rich get to the Back to One.
Well, no, you were talking about Broadway. I mean, Brian's done a lot of things. He's a producer. He's an arranger. He's collaborated with everybody in the business. He's been a talk show host. He's done a lot of incredible things. The Back to One, though, that sold 3 million copies, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Well, it's closer to 5 million worldwide.
That's good. Okay, that's good. But here's the thing, though. My daughter must have. I'm pretty sure you owe me money because my daughter must have bought 1.5 million copies of that. That's all I heard when she was a little girl, Brian, was that song again and again and again and again and again. So I'm going to have to. My lawyers are going to have to get a hold of you, I think, or something. I'm not really sure how this works, but I'm pretty sure that we're responsible for 1.5 million of those. It was a great song, by the way.
Thank you. And you know what? I think that's the key, man. You look at the music of today. There's not too many songs like that people of all ages are going out to get over and over again and want to listen to. And I think that we have to get back to some of that if we're going to get the music business back to where it needs to be.
What is your take on the music business now? It's interesting to go down this road. I mean, what is the music business is a very weird place right now.
It is, because technology has allowed us to make anyone a music star. And I'm not sure if everybody's supposed to be a music star. I mean, it's great for them because they have the opportunity, but we used to revere musical artists. We used to love to go see them play because they were the real thing.
Correct.
And now the technology allows for someone who can't even sing or play or write or anything to, be a personality. It's the same thing that's happened in TV with reality TV. It's tough, and that's where we're at. And I think that in order for it to change, it has to go back to the singer-songwriters, man. That's when we love music, I think.
I agree with you. And I think music was more important in people's lives back then. I say it all the time, when you went and seen Michael Jackson or when you revered James Brown or Prince, artists like that, it's because they were the real deal. They could write, they could record, they could perform, they could impress you with their musical ability and their onstage performance. Somewhere along the line, they decided, hey, if we play some backing tracks and get a real good-looking kid, they can do the dance. They really took the artistic quality out of it and the quality period out of it, I feel.
Well, it also goes along with the corporatization of the music business. When you have to quarterly answer to shareholders, you need product in the pipeline right now. And unfortunately, with real artists, it takes more time than that. So, obviously that's a big debate. It will take a lot of time, but I think that's really the crux of the matter. It comes down to money, and money right now.
Yeah, that's true. That's right. I mean, and like you say, it's instant gratification, and they want money now, and that's it. They don't want to hear any excuses at all. So we're looking at the Riviera Theater, July 13th, which is a great venue, by the way. It's really.
I've never played there, but it's right in the town that I lived in when I was living there in Tonawanda. So that part is really, really cool. I'm going to get to go back and see the house I grew up in. I'm sure it's going to be much smaller than I thought.
Yeah.
I haven't been there in a long time.
That's a great town, though. It is a cool venue. It's a real historic venue, and they redid it. It's really, really beautiful inside. It's a great venue. And the new album, Just Me, comes out on Tuesday, and the new single is available to download now, and you can pre-order it on iTunes.
Absolutely.
And we can find you on Facebook, and we can find you on Twitter, and we can find your website is?
Yeah, on Facebook it's /Brian McNight. On Twitter it's @It'sBMcKnight.
Okay. Well, you have a great show, and you have a great time in New York City, and can't wait for you to get back home here.
All right. We'll see you on Wednesday.
All right, brother. Thank you.
Take care. Yeah, like we said, comes from Buffalo, and he's done so many things. One of the other things I didn't get a chance to ask him, but he was talking about family. He, for the MLB opening day ceremonies this year, he sang the national anthem with his two sons.
Oh, really?
In Cincinnati, yeah. So, I mean, he's always been a family guy. He's always been very, about his roots and about where he came from. And it's good to see someone from Buffalo be able to be as accomplished as he is.
What do you think my chances of getting any money out of him for that? I'm telling you, $1.5 million singles easy.
I'm going to say probably none.
Really?
I'm sorry. Maybe if you take it down to Record Theater or something, a couple of those copies, you can get a couple.
I'm telling you, when she played the song, it took me right back to her being a little kid again.
Yeah, I don't think Brian is going to give you anything.
I don't think he cares either. But it's going to be a great show, and I hope everyone goes down and sees him at the Riviera Theater, which is a cool venue.
It is. It's an awesome venue. And like he said, that's right where he grew up, so I'm sure it's going to be special for him.
It's going to be great for him. We're going to take a short commercial break. On the other side, we're going to be joined by Paul Rogers and Ross Catt from Back to Back. Stick around, folks. Heard it on the X. Hi, this is Rich.